Hey everybody, it's Charles, your hobby hero, coming at you with some big news today. Ravensburger has bumped up the anticipated reprint date for both sets 1 and set 2. But before we jump in, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down in the bottom corner. I do appreciate it. I do put out regular content about the hobbies that I love the most, with this channel being dedicated to the card games that I play. Now, you heard me right. Ravensburger has broken the news through comicbook.com that they anticipate they will be able to get the reprints of set 1 and set 2 out by the holiday season of 2023 rather than Q1 of 2024. Now, when they say holiday season, that could be the very end of December. So if you're looking to get this stuff in time for holiday shopping, I don't know that it's realistic to expect it very soon before the end of the year. That's a big push up from the initial projections, so I doubt that we can expect to see it in November. It's possible that we could. Earlier we can see it, the better. Now, what does that mean for us as collectors? Are you suddenly going to be able to go out and find this product on the shelf anywhere you go to look for? Absolutely not. They've already said while their goal is to get as much product into the hands of players as they possibly can, they are keeping the exact print run and allocation very hush-hush, which to me signifies that they know it's not going to be enough to quell the demand right now, but it's a little bit of relief for those of us that are out there trying to find product at reasonable prices. With the biggest impact of this going to be on the set 2 Rise of the Floodborn product, with booster boxes right now already pre-selling for close to $400. This was the set that I was going to be most worried about for collectors and players alike. We have a market supply basically where they said the print run was going to be allocated very similarly, and everything I'm hearing from stores is their allocations are either exactly the same or even slightly reduced from that of set 1. So going into what we already had happen with set 1, a much higher demand due to more people coming in and wanting to play the game. You have people who are investing in the card game now that weren't interested when it first dropped. You have an entire secondary market economy that's thriving off of set 1 right now, and all those people are going to be looking for set 2 product as well. So the demand is already much higher for set 2. Without any more additional print to Q1 of next year, prices honestly for set 2 could have knocked out a lot of potential players entirely from the set 2 meta. So I'm glad to hear this news. Now, it's not going to make product easy to find. Demand is, again, like I said, higher than it ever has been, but it should make prices on the secondary market at least a little bit more manageable. It should put a little bit more product on the shelf that if you're out and about, you may find some, and it may help get just enough product into players' hands that we can see singles prices fairly similar to where we see singles prices now for set 1. Now, when you talk about singles prices for set 1, what do I think they're going to do with the announcement of this news? Honestly, I think most singles are about as low as they're going to get anytime soon. We may see some of the real big cards come down a little bit more, but your staple playables are honestly kind of all hovering around like $3 to $10 for the most part. I don't see those going any lower anytime soon. The way the decks are constructed, those are the cards that are always going to be present a lot of times in those particular colors. So I don't see singles prices retracing much from this news. Now, if for some reason this reprint is much larger than they're insinuating it will be, then we could see singles prices come down at that point in time. But from the way they've been discussing it and the way they're kind of keeping things under belt, like I said, I believe they know that this is really just going to kind of be a drop of water into a raging fire of demand right now. So I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot come out. Now, with talking about reprints, keep in mind we are scheduled to get another wave to your LGSs in October at some point in time. If you have an LCS that you play with regularly, you may want to reach out to them and inquire if there's any additional information they have on those. A lot of stores I talk to have at least rough estimates on what they're getting allocated on it. And again, from what I've heard, it's not going to be a ton of product, which is unfortunate right now if you don't already have the singles products that you have, but it at least gives those stores a little bit to offer in terms of either pricing, rewards, or incentives for people to come and play at their store. I know a lot of stores right now are really hurting, especially without the expected allocation numbers they originally had. A lot of stores had all their product gone within the first several days of release and have really had to be creative in ways they've engaged their player bases or just completely ignore the game entirely. For me personally, though, I think this is great news. I do think, though, that the holiday shopping season is really not going to make much of a difference in ways of demand. I have seen some people have concerns that by releasing it during the holiday season, there's going to be a bigger demand for the game to get purchased, which it may be, but honestly, the demand is going to be so high regardless of when this print run comes. It is going to get bought up, and it is going to get bought out fast. So I don't think that's going to be a supply, or I don't think that's going to be an issue, rather. But I am thankful that right after Set 2 has its mass market release, we can be expecting to get some relief from the restock very soon on. For me personally, I don't like paying these inflated market prices. I know most of the stores locally that would normally charge MSRP just aren't getting enough product to fairly allocate that product to their player base. But let me know what you guys think of the news down in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, Hobby Hero out.